they're always such a beautiful and heartful person. So it's just like, I'm so glad that you didn't change. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Suga Crave Show. Oh, I'm just kidding, just because it's good to be back. It's finally getting in the groove of, filming these episodes and just, talking to myself. No, it's nice being able to reconnect with all you guys and, past fellow, collabs and stuff like that. This episode, I definitely wanted to make that as like a big topic, just because I'm experiencing it just recently of, telling people, hey, I'm back, just took like a year break just to, just to figure out what the fuck I want to do. I mean, it's a long break, but honestly, it was such a necessary break. And the process of like reconnecting with people is, it's an interesting feeling, especially the people that you truly build a relationship with during the process. So, and others like that you don't want to build. Let's be honest. There's some people that you want to avoid that you're glad that you did avoid, or you're still avoiding now. People still come up in the woodwork, and if they see activity of you, especially if you're like building yourself bigger and getting more followings, or or even in a mental state. It's so weird when that happens. Like, have you ever guys experienced you're in a good fucking rhythm, you're just like, man, this is the best person, best version of me, and then suddenly it's just someone that you just like, fuck, man. I mean, I was avoiding you all this time, and all of a sudden, I mean, it's just gonna happen. It's just life in general. It's just how you react to it that's gonna be the improvement of yourself. So, like, how do you react when a person that you've developed such a negative relationship? How you gonna react towards that? And for me, I just don't put much energy towards it. I'm like, pop up. I mean, there's so many processes. You can block them, and that's what's so great about technology, and that you could do that. So you could void yourself completely if needed to be. But there's some people that you just day to day you just come across too, and that one's a little bit difficult because that's more of a mental like a mental game, in the sense of, now how are you internally gonna react when you constantly see this person? And for me, it's almost like it's a good challenge, because it keeps me up my toes of like, okay, before I would always react. I would always just like make faces and all this stuff. And then now it's just like, I could just ignore it. I could just accept it and just be like, you know what? Or just have sympathetic or empathy towards it. Be like, you know what? I feel for that person just because they have so much evil in them that they need to exert it out. They're crying. In a way, you kind of give them a script of like, man, they're crying for help, but yet no one wants to help them out. It's a sad thing. And so I've been trying to do my best to look it towards that when it comes to people in that point. But most of the time, it's a positive, running into like fellow, music producers and artists. And you're just like, it's such a great first conversation in a while, just to like top talk about music, talk about plugins. Like this is just recently, just all this like new technology that within a year it's just popping up, new updates from plugins and new plugins, and it's just like, there's so much stuff to dive in, and it's just like you almost kind of get bummed because you're like, fuck, there's so much homework I missed. But I look at it in an exciting way because it's like I found new love towards it now. I got that new energy of just like that giddiness of a new relationship, and it, to me right now, it is a new relationship. It's a new building new relationships upon the old relationships because of being a year gone. There's so much of that time that you haven't conversed with that person or interact with them, so there's so much newness to them, like talking to somebody and seeing how much they've grown or how much they stay the same as well. I mean, in a good way. There's a particular person that I talk to, and nothing has changed, but they're always such a beautiful and heartful person. So it's just like, I'm so glad that you didn't change. Hey guys, ever wonder where I record my videos or podcasts? Most of the time, it's at Design Sound Studio. It's about 3,000 square feet with a full lighting rig. No need to spend thousands of dollars for lighting rentals. We got it all set up for you guys. And we even have 2 flex rooms that could be used as makeup rooms, dressing rooms, or even a production office. I'm telling you guys, it's a perfect spot if you guys want something private without being interrupted by a noisy drummer next door. Our space is just gonna make your production rehearsals run so smoothly. And the best part is we're open 24 hours, 7 days a week. So if you're ready to book your session, head over to designsoundstudio.com and get a quote from us today. Recently just been hit up about projects and stuff like that. I don't know, like I think Instagram kind of lets like people know that you're liking stuff, and I've been liking people's content and like slowly getting back to social media. But then people have just been hitting me up like, hey, what have you been up to? Just been, I haven't seen anything new lately, and I've just been telling people, took a year off, and then you start that buzz. You're just like, oh, what are you working on? Oh, I'm doing this, and I'm doing music song for this. This is what do you think? Oh, fuck yeah, send it to me. I would love to hear it. And so it's like that. That sparkle just comes in, and I'm just so fucking glad to be able to reconnect with people. Like, I don't know, just I can't imagine being stuck in a forest alone. Like it'd be amazing to how to push yourself mentally, but I think there gets to a point where you actually need some interaction with anybody, to be honest. It doesn't have to be someone that truly loves the same stuff as you do. It could be someone else that's opposite, and just having that interaction of learning about one another, why each one thinks that way, and just if you're open to that. Some people are not. Some people are just straight black and white, that this is that and that is this. So for me, I like to be a little bit more curious about that, the thoughts of people, and I think that's what has helped me with music, with the styles that I make and people who I work with, and just because I'm so open about music in general, like coming across random music around the world and breaking it down piece by piece, snare by snare, kick by kick, effects, every little detail of the song. Even though you might look at it like it's just a basic ass song, it's like, no. Did you hear that kick in the second chorus? Probably people could get fucking annoyed by the videos, but I don't give a shit. That's the Biggest thing now is just like, I don't care now. I think before I did. I was like, man, are people really interested in me diving into a specific part of a song and, giving the details and just my curiosity of it? And at the end of the day, who gives a fuck? Who cares? Who really fucking cares? As long as I love it. And I do. I fucking do. And it's just like now hearing like music all over again. Being away for a year too, it's like all that curated music that I'm just so out of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm out of it when it comes to the breakdown, like analysis, but I've been listening to music, I that never stopped. It did for a moment, I'll tell you that, truthfully. Maybe like the first couple months, like I put the kibosh on music. I think I just got burnt out on music, listening to it all the time and feeling like I was just in a cage of just the same, style and all that stuff. And to me, I think I was just burnt out. I was just truly burnt out and losing that creative juice. And so now I know my limits, and I know how to kind of turn off that brain of like, oh, am I listening to music in a analytical way, or am I listening to music just in pleasure? So, which my breakdowns are both. They're definitely more analytical, but I think reacting to it's the pleasure of it, just being able to be like, yeah, dude, that fucking snare, it just gives it a thump. You know what I mean? Like those details. I think that's more pleasure for me. It's an analytical description, but like excitement of like being able to describe it and see if you guys feel the same way. And that's the biggest thing with reconnecting with people, was just like that, like, oh dude, did you hear the latest Kendrick album? And just being able to chop it up with people with the latest music, and just like, man, it's just, that's the thing that I just wasn't doing with that year break. I was just like, I want to take a true break. Let me see what I really, really want to do. And yeah, I don't know. Just like give myself a chance. Give myself a chance that I will miss it. And I did. I really did. Like, I think these last couple months, I was just like, no, fuck it. I gotta get back in. I'm happy with myself. I don't need more. I don't care about what others are seeking or going for. It's my journey, and it's no one else's. So why am I to stop myself to enjoy that? And now it's like, know the limits, and everything's good. So that's the biggest change. So if you get anything out of this episode, it's just, don't be afraid to take those breaks and think that you will lose relationships. You will. To be honest, you will. I mean, there's just, it's, there's certain relationships that's just, it's more of the materialistic thing. And I mean, it's then good. Then then you're like, all right. I mean, that was just more of like a project base. There wasn't really any emotional or friendly relationship with that. It was just business, and that happens. That happens. So, and just acknowledge it and just accept it and just move forward. Not saying that you can't reconcile with that person. Maybe in the future you can, but right now, just take that break and then come back and then reconnect with those people. Make sure you do reconnect. I think that's the biggest thing, is reconnecting. Don't just come back and be like, hey, where's everybody at? Because they don't know. They just, everybody's in their own world sometimes. So they're not always focusing on you. And that's the biggest thing that I think I learned, is like, they're not thinking about you every fucking day. So cut that shit and just do you, and, don't have that ego, and just, hit up your friend, hit up somebody that you haven't talked to in a year. Be like, hey, how you been? How are things? Oh, and I guarantee it's gonna make you feel a lot better and a lot easy. A lot more at peace when you do take that break. Because I do right now. I feel like, it was worth it. It was worth taking that break because I'm 10 times better if I just kept going. So don't be afraid to take those breaks and, reconnect with somebody. Here's the challenge for this week. Reconnect with one person this week. Doesn't matter who it is. Maybe it could be someone that you haven't talked to in years, or a producer, an artist, a singer, or anybody. The fucking your favorite restaurant chef. Hit them up. Those crab cakes were so bomb. I mean anybody. I think it's good, and you'll feel, they will feel good because they haven't talked to you in a while, and then you feel good as well because you're reconnecting with that person. So challenge this week, reconnect with one person, and then let me know on the comments below. Just you could DM me and just like, hey, just listen to the podcast, and I reconnected with a friend, and now we're working on music, we're working on art. Just let me know, because that I would love to hear stories from you guys about anything that you learned from the podcast, and it's benefit for you in the in the real world. So, but lastly, before I go, make sure you guys sign up to the Suga Crave Club. It's a great membership. You're gonna get sample packs, a lot of episodes, unedited, like the podcast. What do you call it? The breakdown videos too. There's gonna be tons of those full episodes on there. That normally I cut them up on YouTube or any other platform, but on our membership it's gonna be full videos. But the biggest thing is like sample packs. So the sample packs out there, MIDI. So if you want, you can just throw those in your sessions. They're going to be like full-on sessions that I've made that you guys can use and, do whatever, create some fucking bangers. And then also let me know what you guys create too, because I would love to do a repost and all that stuff. And tune into the live breakdowns too. We're going to do them on Fridays. So Friday, stay tuned. It's usually going to be around 5 p.m. Pacific time. I'm trying to squish it in 4 p.m. just to get a bit early, but around that time, that's going to be the live stream breakdown videos. So I'm excited. So more to come. New music's going to come out soon. So I'm just so happy to be back and to be able to reconnect with you guys. So thank you so much for watching this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.